want you to listen to some bullshit.
You look at the opportunities that you didn't see before. What are they?
Oh, a lot. A lot. I mean, we have the critical minerals. Africa controls about 60% of the world's critical minerals. We have young, energetic population. We have the most arable land in the world. 60% of the arable land of the world is there. Okay, we have land mass. So all this one, and the minerals that we have, we're not actually processing any one of them. So the opportunities are enormous. A lot of now, you look at what happened now between Ukraine and Russia. European countries are now ready to see where can they get their energy from, like LNG, for example. Nigeria, like what I keep telling people, is not a country that we don't have oil. The oil that we have is not as good, not as much as the gas that we have. Most of Nigeria's oil, gas, came out by accident as a result of looking for oil. So when we go now deep looking for gas, Nigeria can be one of the biggest suppliers of LNG in the world. And that's why now we want to do a gas pipeline, which the government is promoting, and they want us to join, taking gas now all the way from Nigeria round up to Spain by the coast side. So now we are already in Ghana. So Ghana, the next phase will be Côte d'Ivoire, Mauritania, where they will inject their own gas. Then Senegal too will inject their own gas. Then we jump into Europe. So going forward, Africa will be supplier of most of these critical items.
So when you look at the opportunities that you...
The black man in the video is a Nigerian named Aliko Dankote. Now, this is the man that a lot of black Americans especially like to promote as being the richest black man. He's the guy who's over the oil in Nigeria. That kind of tells me right there, he's really just a house nigger and a puppet of Western governments. That's all he is. But this is the black man that black Americans like to promote when they're talking about black excellence. A house nigger. Now, what this guy is talking about is, he's talking about building a pipeline from Nigeria all the way to Europe so that they can literally just suck the oil out of Africa. Suck the oil right out of Nigeria into Europe. Now, why are they using Nigeria? A few years ago, they tried this in the AES states. They tried to build the oil pipeline in Niger. But the AES shut that shit right down. Now, what they're doing is going to other places in Africa like Nigeria. See, this is what the white man does. He uses his puppets to go find all the house niggas and puppets. They tried it in the AES states, and the AES, like black men should, told them no. So now what they're doing is going to Nigeria and finding the race traitors, the house niggas, and the pigs to agree to letting them build the pipeline all the way from Nigeria into Europe so that they can literally suck the oil out of Africa. Now, As usual, Nigeria is not going to get any benefit out of this. The African countries that he mentioned about sending energy to them, these African countries all have one major thing in common. They're all aligned with France, America, and Western Europe. And I personally believe that the countries that Mr. Dangote named off, they will help them develop just enough so that they can use them to attack the AES states. This is why they're planning to send energy to the countries that he named off. Every one of these countries is in alliance with France, America, and Western Europe. This is what the white man does. He finds his stooges in Africa. When he can't find them in one part of Africa, he just goes to another part of Africa and finds them. When I look down in the comment section of the video, I find some people down there who is really believing or suggesting that somehow Africa is going to get developed. White people is not going to develop our continent. The only people on earth who's going to build up our continent is black people. Nobody else is going to do it. I look down in the comment section of the video and I see some people down in there who honestly believe that this is about Africa's development. It's not. It's about supplying energy to Europe. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. The states that he mentioned in Africa are states that I believe they plan to build up just to the point to where they can attack the AES states. Now, I'm also convinced, based on certain comments that are read in the comment section of that video, that some of the people in the comments were white folks. White folks, especially the ones in France, is struggling for energy right now. That's well known. And if you don't know that, as a black man, it's because you haven't been paying attention. They're down in the comment section trying to convince everybody that Africa is on its way to some kind of development, and it's not. No country is in the business of developing another country unless they're getting something out of it. These Western countries, they are now talking about sovereignty. But the sovereignty that they're talking about as far as Africa goes is limited sovereignty, which means no sovereignty. If your sovereignty is limited by another country, you really don't have any sovereignty. I'm going to keep an eye on this situation. But my opinion is that this has nothing to do with Africa's development. If Africa is to be developed, black people and only black people is going to be doing it.